Hello everyone, welcome back to the Hitchhiking Yeti channel. Today my adventures bring me to Statesville, North Carolina, which is about 45 miles north of Charlotte, North Carolina, on I-77. And it's a bit rainy, a bit cold. It just finished up snowing here in February. And I'm here today to take a little walk through this old mall behind me here. This is the Signal Hill Mall, and it is not abandoned, but it's on its way. I think there's about 3 stores that's still open in there. This mall was actually opened, I think, August 1st, 1973. And at the height in 1990s, it had about 42 stores that was open. It had a arcade, had toy stores, had a pet store, bookstores. I mean, it had everything you would need as kind of like your Amazon, but this was Amazon back in those days. There was no internet. So let's take a little walk down here and go inside and kind of see what kind of shape this old mall's in, because I've been hearing for years it might, you know, get tore down or something. So this ought to be a fun little walk down memory lane for me, because I've not been here in over 20 years. So let's take a walk inside and get out of this crappy weather. Let's go do this. All right, I made it underneath the awning and got out of the weather. So now we're going to take a I'm going to turn the camera around where you can see where I'm going. So let's walk inside and check this mall out and see what's changed. So right away we have the mall hours. Still have us a little map up here. Signal Hill Mall. It says it's got JCPenney's, which is long been closed. I think Penny's closed back in like 2015. Had a music store, general nutrition. Wooten Jewelers is still open, I believe. Norman, something sweet has been long gone. There's Bookland. I used to frequent that place way back. Had a RadioShack. Bath and Body Works. Saslow's Jewelry. IHOP, which it's not open. I don't know if IHOP is still open or not. It's not open at this moment. There's a Foot Action. There's the old Sears, which has been closed since 2012. So let's take our walk. And right away when I come through the front here, if we look up at the ceiling, that looks bad. And there is definitely like a little smell of mildew as I walk through. And that's just dirt now. I'm thinking at one time maybe that was some kind of a bird bath decoration or something maybe. Check that out. Now this is going back. There's an old payphone where a payphone used to be. And I'm pretty sure I have used one of these payphones a time or two to call my parents to come pick me up because I was out of money. I already spent all my money in the arcade. There's other people here. So this store right here, probably back in the late 90s, early 2000s, was actually, from what I remember, I think it was I think I actually rented a tuxedo here one time for one of my best friend's wedding. Pretty cool. In a classic fashion, in these old malls, you're always going to have an area with a little waterfall and everybody throws their coins. So this actually storefront here, this facade, this was actually the playhouse. This is where, as a kid, I used to spend probably 80% of my time when I would come to the mall. all kind of video games in there. You know, people would come in here and they would play their games, and then you would come out here and you would sit in this area right here, about like I'm gonna do, just for old time's sake. It's been so long, right? Yeah, I remember this. This is really a walk down memory lane for me, or a sit down memory lane. Sit right here. The only difference is back then, you know, they had, you know, back in those days, everybody smoked, and they would have like a few ashtrays, like right here in this area, and everybody out here smoking away, talking about their games and stuff, you know. This is unbelievable. So this right here was like a Foot Action or a sports store. And you know what's really eerie is, like, you know, this mall is definitely dormant for the most part. I mean, there ain't nothing going on here, but yet there's music playing, you know. I don't know if it's picking up on this camera or not, but this here might have been a Dollar Tree at one time. I can't remember, it was so long ago. Thought there was a Dollar Tree right here, because this right here was actually the Woolworth way back. And then when it shut down, Hill's company store come in, I think in 1995, and opened up. This was the entrance. This is one of the corner stores of the mall. This mall's kind of shaped like a T shape, and this was one of the anchor stores. So it was Woolworth, and then it changed over to Hill's, and then probably around early 2000 it changed to a Sears, and then Sears actually closed in 2012. And since then, so this is 2022, so in 10 years they've been nothing at all. This here is one of the back entrances to the mall, and I actually have memories back when I was, you know, got my driver's license, 16 years old or something. I would actually park, and I would actually come in this back way. And this is also the same way that the arcade machines were brought in for the arcade. This is the way they'd wheel in all the arcade machines. Not that that's very important, but for me, I used to love when I would walk in and see a new arcade cabinet coming in. This was the pet store, this here, and it still has the signage up there. Pet Pros. There was a point in time where I was really into aquariums and fish, and this is actually the store where I purchased my Oscar. I had an Oscar and a Jack Dempsey, and I used to go in there and buy like feeder fish for them. And that was a lot of good memories. That store was open most of my childhood. I mean, they had puppies and hamsters, all kinds of stuff. It was really cool. And today, and I don't even know if they have pet stores really where they actually sell animals like that much anymore. But they had one in this mall, you know, for a time being. This next store right here, really, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I think it was like a shoe store, maybe. And still have like the credit card that they take. A little bit of signage on there. Artists of Guild of Statesville. Some kind of gallery, not sure what that was. So we have the gallery store right here, and then right next to it, this store right here, even though it's a piano store right now, back in the day, this was the KB toy store. This was a hot commodity. I mean, if you was a child, you loved going in the KB toy store and checking out all the He-Man figures and Light Bright and all that kind of stuff, Teddy Ruxpin, all those toys that were really hot back in the 80s, Transformers, G.I. Joe. This is where you would go to beg your parents, plead with them, like, I need this one more figure. I know my birthday's 2 months from now, but you're like, I need it now, you know. So this was the place. And I remember my parents, when they would see this place, they would always try to skirt around it, man. You know, they were slick, and I would be like, I'd call them out on it. I'd be like, hey, wait a minute, we need to go to that toy store over there. Don't go this way. We need to go this way, you know. So now you know, KB Toy Store. That's what this this red wall right here with the little white, it used to say KB Toys right in this area right here. Long gone. And as we look straight down the way here, we'll make it down there, but that was actually that's actually Belk, and Belk was one of the other anchor stores, which is still open to this day because they own their own building. So that's quite interesting. They own their own building. It's attached to the mall, and that's something else. This store right here, I really can't remember. I cannot remember what that was. But it was whichever store was connected to KB Toy Store. I cannot recall what that was. Wooten Jewelers. Been here forever. And it's still open. Wow, they ain't even got the lights on down this way. So this next store right here, right next to Wooten's, if my memory serves me correct, this might have been a GNC at one time. I think you could go in there. Their GNC store is still open, I believe, and that's what this was. This was a GNC store. And then right next to it was a music store. Now it says Armada Music and DVD on it right now, but the one that I remember was called Blockbuster Music when it was located right here. Blockbuster Music. And I remember another music store, and I don't know if it was here or not, but there used to be a store, I thought it was called the Record Bar. That's going way back. If you know, down the comment section, put in the comments down below if you've ever heard of the Record Bar. If you're local in Statesville and you used to shop here, put in the comment section down below, where was the Record Bar located? Was it actually here in the Statesville Mall, or was it uptown? I can't remember. And here is another anchor store. This is JCPenney's. And JCPenney's actually closed back in 2015. And down here on this end, you actually have another entrance, mall entrance, and I will show you that real quick because this is actually connected to the other entrance I was just showing you. So if you come out here, this is the parking area where we used to park, and if you look at this brick pillar straight in front of me, you can actually walk like right here. So right here next to JCPenney's, we have that entrance to the mall. We're going to come over here, and this building right here in front of me at one time was a Peebles, which has been shut down like forever. And they don't even run the waterfall down here. I remember this one as a kid. And it's all dried up now. They have nothing. And there's another entrance which will take you to the back entrance of Belk. There's another department store. I don't even know what that was. I know at one time, I think they, it was a furniture store or something, maybe. All right, we're gonna take a little walk on down this way. So right here between what they're calling Stars Wireless and Merle Norman, you see this red up here? This was actually a Chick-fil-A. And it was a pretty decent sized Chick-fil-A. As you can see, so it was a pretty big building. Obviously all this white and stuff wasn't here. You know, they got it boarded up now, and that little side door. But this here was Statesville's first and only Chick-fil-A that I've ever known. You know, way back in that time period, back in the 80s. And so that was some good eating in there. Which Statesville has their own Chick-fil-A now, or standalone store now. So these steps right here, it goes up, and this like boarding wasn't there. Obviously, this was like a little railing area, but you could actually go up, walk, and come in. And they had like cookies, and they had like peanuts there, candy apples, things like that. All kind of little sweets and stuff, and treats that you could buy and eat on, snack on as you walked around and did your shopping. And since I'm standing here, this right here was another sports store. Obviously, they had a lot of NBA stuff in there. Tennis shoes, jerseys, Air Jordans. Can't remember what that place was. And this store right here, and you can still see a little bit of the outline of the signage up there, was actually Bookland. You can kind of make it out a little bit. You can see the B-O-O-K and then the L-A-N-D over here. So this is Bookland. Tons of books in there. All the way in the back they had magazines. And I always loved that store, you know. Love going to the Bookland and buying a few items. Back then I was so much into like video games, you know, they had video game magazines galore in there, and I'd always buy them, try to learn little secrets and tricks to them. Can't remember what that was, but here's Belk. Belk's still open. Looks like they got a lot of items in there too. How strange is that? Here is another entrance and or exit next to Belk. This here at one time, back when I was a kid anyway, I think this might have been a shoe store also. I don't think it had this like barn thing at that time. It might have, I can't really remember. And obviously this was the RadioShack, which I think it closed in 2017. And now we're getting close to maybe the Bed Bath Body Works. I remember when you if you walk by a Bed Bath and Body Works, you know it because you can smell it before you ever get there. All the perfumey smell, you know, comes out of those places. All right, we are winding this little tour down. Not a very big mall at all. And that was Saslow's Jewelers. And they are emptied out, all gone. And I don't know what the temperature is in this place, but they don't got a lot of heat. I think outside right now it's about 38 degrees. Like I said, it was just snowing pretty heavy earlier, but it wasn't cold enough for it to really stick. But I would say in this mall, we're probably around 50 degrees. It is very chilly in here. I have a coat on, a hood, and my fingers are actually cold. So they're definitely saving money on heat. Alrighty. We made it. Let's go wrap this up. Alright friends, that will pretty much conclude my little walkthrough today here at the Signal Hill Mall in Statesville, North Carolina. And wow, this weather is something else. But it was pretty neat walking through there, memory lane. Mall's really in bad shape. Oh, you can't say it's abandoned really, because there is a few little stores open, 3 I think altogether. So but I had a good time. It's kind of sad though, right? I mean, this place is just kind of rotting away. And that will conclude our little walkthrough today. And this is also going to conclude our video today, because it is very cold. So, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you like today's content, give it a thumbs up. And if you've ever been to the Signal Hill Mall, especially back when it was a hustling, bustling place, put in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, I'm the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I will see you in our next adventure. Vlog is now over. Bye. Hello, seagull. Where'd all your friends go? There was like 50 of you out here earlier. He's not happy. He needs to go back to the beach.